Hi everyone. Okay, so today we are going to be working on the Simple Crochet Twisted Headband. The yarn that I'm using in this particular one is Bernat Denim Style, but the other yarn that I also use probably more frequently than this one, I just had this in my yarn stash and it is a nice soft and squishy feel, and I just really like it and wanted to use it for this. But usually what I also always use is Bernat premium yarn. You can use pretty much whatever yarn you want. If you're going to be using something significantly different, to make sure that the size is accurate, I would recommend grabbing a measuring tape and following along with my crochet headband size chart, which you can find a link to that in the description below if you're seeing this on YouTube. If you're seeing this video on DIYfromhomecrochet.com, my website, then you can click on the size chart tab in the menu at the top of this page. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You'll need your yarn, a 5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors, and of course a measuring tape if you're going to be going by measurement. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by doing our beginning chain. So you're going to wrap the yarn around your finger to make your starting loop. You're just going to let it cross over your finger like this and sort of a little bit of an X there. Pick up this bottom piece and push a little bit of that top bit through. If I go over any of these stitches a little bit too fast and you're having a hard time keeping up, then you can go ahead and refer to the beginner stitch tutorials that I have on my channel. And again, if you're seeing this video on DIYfromhome.com, there is a tab for the learn how to crochet, beginner crochet lessons. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our starting chain. You're going to yarn over your hook and pull it right through the loop. Yarn over, pull through. And you're just going to go ahead and keep on working your chain until you reach, for an adult or teen size, you're going to chain 15. For any toddler, it'll be 10. And for the baby sizes, it'll be a chain of 7. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, because I'm working on a teen adult size. Okay, so now we're going to, in the second chain from the hook, so this is the first one right here, we're going to work in the second chain, we're going to work a half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over your hook and push it right through your chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've now got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull right through all 3. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and work 1 half double crochet into each chain. Right now, what we are working on, obviously, is the width of the headband. This certainly would not be long enough for the length at all. So you're just going to go ahead working 1 half double crochet in every chain. For those of you keeping track of your stitch counts, which we all should, because that's definitely what keeps us on track. Sometimes, especially if you're new to crochet, you'll find that every so often the edges of your work might not be looking like it's lining up properly, and you're kind of wondering why. Chances are you picked up an extra stitch or dropped one somewhere, so it's really good to keep track of your stitch count always. So now, obviously, your stitch count would depend on the size that you're working on, but because we began working in the second chain from the hook, whatever your starting chain was, your stitch count should be 1 less now. So my starting chain was 15 stitches. I will now have 14, and that's how many I should have from this point forward. Okay, the stitch count will not change now. So we are going to chain 1 now that we're at the end of our row and turn our work. Now we're going to begin with half double crochets into every single stitch all the way down our row. And as far as these stitches go, this is it. Like literally, when I called this the Simple Twisted Crochet Headband pattern, I was not kidding. This is a very, very nice, quick and easy pattern. You can literally just whip this up if you have an outfit or a jacket or boots or something a certain color, and you really want to have, accessorize it and have like a matching headband. This is a very quick and easy go-to. You could literally do this in the morning and be ready to go for the same day. So I really love having patterns like this, especially, you last minute get invited to some kind of a family gathering, like for Christmas or something like that, or and it's a nice, quick, easy gift that you could whip up while also being incredibly thoughtful. So you're going to chain 1 at the end of that row, turn your work, and we're literally just going to keep on doing this until you reach your desired length. So let me just go over that with you briefly. Okay, so for the adult or teen size, you are going to work your rows of half double crochet. Remember to always chain 1 at the end of each row before you turn your work. And you're going to do that for 45 more rows than what we've just worked on together. So for a total of 47, okay? And for any of the other sizes, as I've said, you can go ahead and have a look in the description below, where I include a link to the written pattern. It breaks everything down for you, every single size, and I'll make notes of it as well in the description. So just have a look there for how many rows you need to do for all the other sizes. I have included notes in the description below, so go ahead and have a look at that. Pause the video, go work on your rows of half double crochet, and then come back. Okay, so now that you have finished all of your rows of half double crochet and you have your the length you need for your completed headband, we are going to fasten off with a long tail end because we need enough yarn for sewing. Okay, so you're going to just go ahead and fasten that off and finish pulling it through and give that a nice little tug. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our yarn needle, and with this tail end that we have from the very start of our project, we are just going to go ahead and hide that and secure it just by weaving it in and out of some of the other stitches here. Okay, and then you can just go ahead and snip that little end bit just so you have a clean edge there to work with. Okay, so now we're going to fold each of our ends. You know what? Sorry, let's make it a little easier by go ahead and thread your yarn needle with your super long tail end here, because we're going to be using this to sew. So just to have it ready, because you're going to have one hand occupied in a minute here. So you're going to take your short ends here and you're going to fold them into each other. So I just mean like this. Okay. Then you're going to fold your work in half and you're going to interlock these short ends, these folded short ends here. And you want to line it up evenly like this. Okay, and then you're going to take your yarn needle and we are just going to go ahead and sew, and you want to make sure that you're getting all of the edges completely. You see that okay there? And you're just going to sew it together all the way down. Make sure, take your time with this to make sure that you're getting all of the edges. It's very important that they're all sewn together. You don't want it opening up on you, and you want to have that proper twisted look. So pause the video, go ahead and finish sewing your edges all together, and then come back. Okay, so once you got through that whole entire edge there, sewing it all the way through, you just want to go and just really loosely, well, not really loosely, but not worrying about, you know, getting through all the edges. You don't want a big, bulky, hard seam there either, but just to go right through one more time, just to really make sure it's secure. I mean, I guess you don't have to do this step, but I personally like to, just to make sure that it's a really nice, clean edge all the way. And then just hide your tail end into the center there so that you can fasten it off without worrying about a little pooky bit sticking out. So just going to do that and give it a little snip to fasten it off. And then you're just going to flip your headband around to reveal your nice, beautiful twisted headband. Ready to wear.